Nected, and in this video we are going to talk about a new feature of Nected, that is import export. Let's say you and your teammate are working in Nected for building some kind of rule or let's say workflow, but you both don't want to share your workspace. So how will you work on the same rule or workflow? Well, for that we have introduced a new feature called import export. So what happens here is basically you can download your rule or your workflow in your local device, and you can share it easily with your friend or with your colleague, and you both can work seamlessly with the same rule and workflow, obviously in different environments. But yeah, the rule and the workflow will be same. The integration will be same that you guys are using, but you can individually build different rule from the same rule, different workflow from the same version of workflow, and you can do whatever you want, and that will not affect anyone else's workspace. So now let's see how you can build that or how you can import or export any kind of workflow or rule or anything else. Basically here you can go to the rule page or the workflow page. Let's continue with the rule page first. Here you can see an icon or an option called import. So after clicking this screen I'll be redirected to, and in this pop-up I can just click on upload file, and I can select any rule from my local device and I can upload it here. Now first let's export a rule and then we'll upload it again. Let's export this new DT. So I will click on this new DT, and in this three dot icon I will click here and I will click on export. So as soon as I will click on export, here you can see some other dependencies. So basically it is saying that I am using a database called Oracle to build this DT. So that database also will be exported without exporting the credentials, because we don't want to share the the credentials, the secret data of yours. So the database will be exported without the credentials, and you need to add the credential whenever you will import the rule or the workflow in another workspace. So now I'll click on export, and as you can see the file has been now exported. And now if I go to my downloads folder, here you can see I have a JSON file, that is this one, and here I have my rule exported. Now if I want to import this, what I need to do is basically I will simply click on this import button and I will click on upload file, and I will go to here and then I will click on new DT JSON. Now I will click on open, and here I can see the uploaded rule has been completed. The uploading is completed, and from this drop down button I can see the file name. After clicking next button I can again see that dependency screen, but here something else is happening. Here I am getting two options. One is for the rule. It is saying, it is giving me two options. One is create and one is replace. So now let's understand these two feature. What happens if I click on or if I select create is basically it will create the rule. It will create a new rule called new DT, and if I click on replace, it will replace the old decision table that we have exported from. So basically it will replace that old new DT decision table. So I will select on replace, and here in Oracle I can again click on this drop down button, and here also I am getting two options. One is create, one is use existing. So again the same thing. If I select on create, it will create a new database, a new connector, and if I select on use existing, then it will simply use the existing database from where we have created our decision table. So I'll not do anything here. I will click on continue, and here I can again see that whatever I have selected, and if everything goes right, I will click on continue. So new DT imported successfully, and here I can click on view summary, or I can continue it. After clicking on continue, it will be directly redirected me to the rule page, and same thing will happen for workflow. Now let's see how I can import a workflow. So as you can see, here I have another JSON file which I have exported earlier. Now I will click on the import button. I'll click on upload file, and I will select this one. After clicking on open, I will click on next, and here you can see I'm getting like not found, and not found after the decision table, the workflow, and everything else. So what this means is basically we have not have any workflow named after this, like Zepto coupon workflow. We don't have any kind of workflow in that name. We don't have any kind of decision table in the name of Zepto coupon all and Zepto coupon each. So the action will be create by default, and I cannot change it because that doesn't found any workflow or decision table in my workspace. So the by default action will be create. Now I will click on continue, and again continue, and it is now exported successfully. And now if I click on continue, it will open the workflow, and from here I can test it like this simply. And if I want to export this workflow, then what I need to do is basically click on this 3-dot button, and I will click on export, and the workflow and the corresponding dependencies will be exported seamlessly. So this is how the import export works, and this is how you can use it in your workspace to work with your co-workers without hampering your own workspace or your own workflow, and you both can work in the pretty much simple like same workflow, or you can use the workflow as a template. You can share it over your workspace, and like not in Nected workspace, in your company's workspace, and they can use the workflow or the rule as a template, and this is how you can use it. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching.